Nintendo presents Star Fox in space on the Nintendo 64.
Message from General Pepper. Priority 1. We need your help, Star Fox. Andross has declared war. He's invaded the Lylat System and is trying to take over Corneria. Our army alone can't do the job. Hurry, Star Fox.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Lylat Wars on the Nintendo 64, otherwise known as Star Fox 64. This is an absolutely fantastic spaceship shooter made by Nintendo, and actually the first Star Fox game I ever got to play.
Corneria, fourth planet of the Lylat System. The evil Andross turned this once thriving system into a wasteland of near extinction. General Pepper of the Cornerian army was successful in exiling this maniacal scientist to the barren, deserted planet Venom. 5 years later, General Pepper noticed strange activity coming from Venom. James McCloud, Pigma Dangar, and Peppy Hare of the Star Fox team were sent to investigate. Upon their arrival, Pigma betrayed the team, and James and Peppy were captured by Andross. Peppy barely escaped Venom and returned home to tell James' son, Fox, about his father's fate. A few years have passed. Andross has again invaded the Lylat System. General Pepper has turned to a new Star Fox team, headed by Fox McCloud, to save Corneria and free the Lylat System once again.
And welcome to the Lylat System. This is basically our world map that we're going to be going through to traverse from level to level, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start off with the first level, shall we?
It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our world.
I'll do my best. Andross won't have his way with me.
Good luck.
Open the wing. Check your G diffuser system.
Falco here. I'm fine.
This is Peppy. All systems go.
Lippy here. I'm okay.
I see him up ahead. Let's rock and roll.
And there we are, it's time to actually tackle the first stage of the game. And this here is, as I said already, a spaceship shooter. Basically, we go from level to level on an on-rail shooter type dealio in our fantastic R-Wings as the Star Fox crew as we destroy all of the evil Andross's forces. And during the course of this game, you have your friend pilots as well, who are also members of the exact same team as you, such as Peppy, who gives you advice, and Slippy here, who always finds himself in trouble. And basically, as you go through each of these stages, you're probably going to see them either try to shoot down enemy ships or get chased by enemy ships, and it's usually wise to take out the enemy ships if they are shooting at them in order to, well, basically in order to make sure that your teammates, your compadres, your companions survive, because well, you don't really have to, but personally I like to have my teammates survive through these missions, you know, ladies and gentlemen. And you can also shoot them down if you so choose. There's no reason to shoot them down, but, you know, if you want to play and shoot down like Slippy because he's getting on your nerves, then feel free to, it's your game. But, yeah, this game's kind of an interesting one. It's one of Nintendo's more interesting franchises, as well as one of their more underutilized game franchises, if I have to say so, because of, basically, this is the second officially released Star Fox game, and it's a reboot. Basically, Nintendo loves rebooting this game. Like, this franchise has been rebooted twice so far, and it's absolutely ridiculous. But, I always found this series to be one of the more underutilized out of Nintendo's myriad of franchises, just because you'll go through all these series and there's so much potential in terms of what stories could be told with these games, but Nintendo never really seemed to go the full mile with them, and it's always depressing to me. But anyway, to get into the general gameplay, you move up and down, left, right, and you shoot things, basically. Your standard lasers have a charge shot that you can home in onto multiple enemy targets, and, do
a barrel roll!
There's the meme. There's the beautiful meme. Yes, you can do a barrel roll as well by tapping the Z button or the R button. And, yeah, basically one thing lots of people will probably know Star Fox for is, or Lylat Wars for, is probably the memes. This game has spouted so damn many memes, and it's just because all of the dialogue in this game is extremely memorable. I could probably recite to you almost every line from this game through and through, and I just love it. The voice acting is pretty terrible, but it's terrible in an endearing sort of way. The voice acting's not great, but it's memorable, and, you know, I enjoy it. You know, all the characters are really over the top, they're all really hammy, and, I don't know, I just absolutely adore this game. In fact, I absolutely adore the Star Fox franchise, including some of the lesser liked games like Star Fox Assault. But, one thing that is introduced in this Star Fox game compared to, well, the original Star Fox, is the fact we can actually go into all range mode by here and actually move in three-dimensional spaces and actually take down boss fights and whatnot. And there's not really much difference to the gameplay other than the fact you can move about wherever you want freely in these very few set instances. Anyway, for this first boss, basically shoot his legs out and then shoot him in the back.
My Emperor! I failed you!
We're heading out. All aircraft report.
You did it! I was worried for a moment.
You're becoming more like your father.
I'm fine. You okay over there, Buck?
And there we go, there's the first mission done and dusted. And, yeah, like I said, all of the lines of dialogue is extremely memorable. I'm going to be talking through a lot of it during the course of this playthrough, but whenever a major cutscene happens, I'll be shutting up so you guys can listen to all of the fantastic characters talking to each other, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, time to move on to the second stage, the asteroid field.
Impressive, Star Fox. Now watch out for enemies in the asteroid field.
I won't let you down, sir.
Good luck.
Things are starting to heat up.
Quit dinking around, Flip.
We're heading into the asteroid.
Hell to the yeah. And one thing I always associate with Star Fox is the fact these games always seemed, at least back in the day, used to seem really ambitious for the time, up until like Star Fox Adventures, that is. Because, well, I don't know, like the original Star Fox was like one of the earliest 3D games I know of, and a lot of people may be wondering why I have tackled the original game on this channel and moved straight to the second one, or the reboot if you will, and it's simply because I'm terrible at the original Star Fox. I have actually tried to record that millions of times before in the past, and every time I recorded that, the playthrough was a failure, so I decided this time, you know what, I'm just going to elect to skip that and just go with this, and if I can ever get the chance to record Star Fox 1, or Lylat Wing in the future as it's known as, I will. So there we go. But, it's kind of weird how in the UK, where I live, this game is called Lylat Wars, and I think it has something to do with copyright. I'm not actually sure, because the first two Star Fox games, this one and the original, weren't called Star Fox over here, you know? Like, obviously this one's Lylat Wars, so you can tell from the video title and the title screen. But, the original Star Fox game is called Star Wing over here for some reason. I've never quite understood why they changed names. Maybe there's a company called Star Fox or something, or another company using Star Fox in these territories. I have no idea. But I digress. Anyway, these stages,
Whoa! Can you make it?
yeah, I can make it slip. Calm down. No, I'll use the boost. One of the things I kind of love about the Star Fox games, well, I say Star Fox games, this Star Fox game, is the fact that it's very, very replayable. Like, all of these stages you go to, you can actually go to each of these stages in different orders, because the game is designed to be replayed and redone over and over and over again for you to find new and new secrets to access new pathways. And whenever you access a new pathway, then you can end up going into harder pathways and get through harder difficulty sequences of the game, you know, ladies and gentlemen. For the course of this playthrough, what I'm going to be doing a hell of a lot of editing, which is why this LP is done post-commentary, but I'm going to be editing. Oh, you can go into cockpit view as well if you really want. Never do this, it's confusing as all hell and dizzy. It makes you dizzy. At least that's my recommendation anyway, don't use that. But going through multiple pathways will require multiple playthroughs, and the way I'm going to sort of tackle this playthrough is I'm going to do the easy routes, then split into the harder routes, and I'm going to be basically moving in a level-like structure, so I'm not going to be doing a straight-up playthrough of this, if you know what I mean. That's probably the most confusing way I can explain this. Alright, basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be moving through the map, and I'm going to move from one level to the next in an order where you wouldn't normally be seeing the levels in this game. That's basically what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing quite a bit of editing, so, you know, to save you guys seeing me replaying the same stages over and over and over again. And I will be explaining how to get to each level as well, so there we go. Hey, he said that once already. Hoi. But anyway, this stage by you at the asteroid field, there's not really much to talk about with it. It's a very simple level. You have a bunch of asteroids around, whoop-de-doo. Don't crash into them, they hurt. And I do believe at some points if you save, I think it's either Falco or someone else, then the characters will actually reward you at some points. Like, I believe in this one, Falco or someone will actually give you a golden ring. And if you collect 3 golden rings, you can actually gain an increase into your total health bar, which you see on the top left of the screen. So you can basically use that to gain, you know, make things a little bit easier for you, ladies and gentlemen. But, yeah, you can also, like you've already seen, you can also use your retros to break, and you can use a boost as well. And there's a little bar at the top right of the screen, so you can't constantly boost and you can't constantly break. The game does limit limit how much you can actually use these things, which honestly makes sense, because otherwise you'll either speed run through the game just dodging all the enemies, or you'll break whenever possible and you won't actually have any issues and being hit by, you're not likely to crash into things. So, you know, it's a limitation I like. I don't mind the sort of gauge that's slowing you down. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? But anyway, you might have actually seen a couple of like floating rings that I just completely avoided a minute ago. We will be using those later on. I will be showing them off. They're basically used again to gain access to a different level. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? What can I tell you, indeed? And if you've already extended your health bar when we're using the golden rings, whenever you collect another 3 after that, you will actually get a 1-up. And honestly, 1-ups I don't think are that important in this one.
I cannot allow you to go any further.
Enemy field analyzed.
Let's see what you've got.
Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I don't think 1-ups are really that important in this game, because I don't find this Star Fox game to be very challenging, especially in comparison to the original game, where you're going to need every life you can get. It's just, you probably need to trial and error through some things as you learn how to play through the game, but usually, generally, especially when it comes to these boss fights, what you generally have to do is basically dodge all the attacks and shoot the giant glowing fuck me lights, and you're usually pretty damn good to go. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? For example, this rock crusher mech by here, for example, he's going to shoot lasers at you. Just basically avoid the lasers and shoot the giant fuck me lights. He's easy peasy lemon squeezy, and you know, if you know what you're doing, the boss fights will literally go down in a matter of seconds each. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm no match for you. I admit defeat. Are you gonna listen to that monkey? You're not as stupid as you look!
Oh, I love the voice acting in this game. But anyway, yes, it's time for the proper boss deal. Basically, the first half of this boss fight's a joke, and the second half is a little bit more challenging, but it's still a pretty much easy boss to deal with. You just have to still shoot the lights, and he goes down without any effort whatsoever.
Sorry to jet, but I'm in a hurry. All aircraft report.
I'm fine, I'm fine.
I've taken a few hits, but I'm okay.
Ah, you're getting better, Fox.
And there we are, welcome back to the first level, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, I'm moving back to the first level here to get to these arches, and you will need to have saved Falco earlier on from being shot down in order to do this, but this is how we gain access to one of the harder difficulty routes of the game. Like I said, you need to go basically from level to level, and you learn new things as you play through the game, multiple playthroughs, so to see everything this game has to offer, you basically have to do like maybe 3 to 4 run-throughs at least, you know, ladies and gentlemen. But basically, whenever you fly through those arches after saving good old Falco here, he will fly through the waterfall. Don't go too close to the ground, you will get crushed. Well, not crushed, but you will clip the floor, which is not cool. And you will find an alternate boss battle to deal with, which is pretty damn dope. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? What can I tell you? Indeed. Yes. But speaking of actually flying into walls and stuff, one thing that you will need to watch out for whenever you are playing this game is if you clip your wings onto the walls and stuff too much, your wings actually do have a chance to fall off. And if your wings fall off, then that's no good, because basically then you will actually have your power-ups downgraded and whatnot, and it also makes flying a bit more annoying, so do need to be careful of that. And I love the water effect, but yeah, remember, this was an N64 title, and it just looks absolutely stunning for the time. I mean, I just love this game through and through. What can I tell you? I'm a bit of fanboy. But actually, anyone who actually played the original Star Fox game will recognize this boss fight, because this boss was in the original Star Fox game. I don't know this boss's name, but basically, just shoot the giant hatches whenever they open up, and once all the hatches are blown off his body, basically lay his main body full of lead, and he will go down like nothing, ladies and gentlemen.
Who are you guys?
We're Star Fox.
You'll never defeat Andross!
Yeah, whatever you say, bad guy. I couldn't think of a witty remark to say to him then. Jesus.
We're heading out. All aircraft report.
You did it! I was worried for a moment.
You're becoming more like your father.
I'm fine. You okay over there, Fox?
I'm gonna be quiet whenever the mission ends sometimes, because the characters do sometimes say new dialogue between each other, but you know. Anyway, if you noticed in that mission as well, where you actually got a mission accomplished as opposed to a mission complete that we normally get. Basically, if you fulfill certain requirements, you get a mission accomplished instead, and it usually gives you access to a harder difficulty route of the game. For example, now it's time to enter Sector Y.
Fox, we're under attack. Help us out here.
I'm on my way.
Good luck.
Oh shit, they have Gundams! Awesome! And welcome to Sector Y Combat Zone, the first hard route mission of the game. And basically, there is two mission objectives in this particular stage that you need to accomplish. You can either go through the stage normally, just fly through and just survive. But there is a secondary objective that isn't actually told to you in any way during the course of the game, which is kind of cryptic, unfortunately. But if you take down enough enemy ships, by the time you reach the end of the stage, you'll basically have access to the next route up to get the next hard path. And generally, the game itself gets split up into three major routes you can progress through. You have the easy route, which is your typical actually, I can pretty much guarantee you the first time playing this game, you will go through the easy route. But then you have the medium route, which you can usually access. I think the first time you can access the medium route is just after a level 2, so you can either go straight to the hard route here into Sector Y, then go to the medium route, or you could go from the asteroid field to get to the medium route. You know, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, the game's split up into 3 separate routes and 3 separate difficulties, and I always kind of like that. I always kind of like the idea that, you know, you choose the difficulty by you choosing which way to go by fulfilling certain requirements. And of course, if you do fulfill the requirement to go to the hard level of a particular world, you're not even locked off to complete the easy mode route either, because you can actually switch routes at will if you get the mission accomplished on a stage, which is awesome, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, if you know how to go about playing this game, you can easily basically choose which way to go and which way to deal with, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, at this point in the stage, you can actually choose to either go to the higher path or the lower route, depending on whether you go up and down. And this is something I don't really see often in the game, but it is a thing that happens from time to time, where you can actually choose whether to go from point A to point B. Like, sometimes you'll see arrows that say, oh, you can either go left and right. It's usually something so small and really doesn't make a difference to the level design that much, but, you know, I always like the fact they have, like, a solution of choice. And it makes me feel a little tingly inside. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? What can I tell you? Indeed. But anyway, for this, you will want to go to the higher path if you want to get the basically, if you want to get to the proper, what's the word I'm thinking of here? If you want to get onto the hard route, because the higher route of this stage will basically give you access to fighting more mooks. And more mooks equals more hits, and the more hits you have, the more likely you will go on to the higher route, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I believe the requirements you need of enemy deaths in here to get to the hard route is either 100 or 300. I always get confused. If it's 100, I've already got it, but if it's 300, I have no idea. But anyway, from time to time, you'll also see your teammates go into flying formation. And if you fly in formation with them, you can actually usually get like some sort of extra power-up, like an extra life or something, which is always pretty damn cool. What can I tell you?
Something's up ahead! Looks different!
All range mode.
And there we are, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the boss fight of this mission. We are basically fighting two Gundams, but this is very simple. Just keep wailing them with your hyper lasers and until they get boomed and exploded. Now, you can actually upgrade your lasers by picking up laser power-ups during the course of the stages, and you see me pick up quite a few of them right now. And the laser basically comes in 3 levels. You have a basic laser, a double laser, and the blue one, which does massive damage. What can I tell you?
Don't party just yet. It's time to try our new weapon.
And of course, one thing that is kind of annoying about this boss fight is the fact it is very easy to lose him in space because the lighting is very, very, very dark. And I'm actually playing this on the Wii Virtual Console version because I don't actually own a cartridge of this game. This is one of those rare games where I used to play a lot as a kid and I used to rent all the time, but I never actually got around to owning a real physical copy, so it's kind of depressing for me because I do love this game. But the only thing you're going to really have to look out for is basically try and hit him because he's going to be all over the place. He's a nightmare to hit. And his shield would also block laser fire from time to time. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen?
We're heading for Aquid. Report in.
There you go!
Your shields have improved, Fox. I guess you're good for something.
Okay, so I had 130, so it must have been 100 enemies you needed to kill in order to gain access to the hard route. So basically aim for that magic 100 score and we'll be able to get there. But I'll leave that for next time. So thank you all for watching, people. Hope you all enjoyed this first part. Don't be sheepish and I'll catch you all again. Bye!